gonna talk about it. Don't cut the conversation off.
Okay, well, let me talk first, and I'll let you just go. I'll let you go. I'll let you go. Hey, look, I'm about to say one thing. I'm about to say this. Okay.
Debate.
His pick was Give Me a Break. And all through the 80s, what was considered pretty? What was considered making being on TV? A skinny white girl. How did Nell Carter become the star of a show then? Did it have anything to do with it?
That's what I was asking.
No, let him talk. Because he said that growing up and everything that this can't be, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no big girl about to do nothing. Ain't nothing about to be nothing big, nothing. It got to be this thin.
Is that what I said? Because I didn't think that was what I said, but, you know.
Okay, well, go ahead. Okay, let me ask this. Nell Carter, she's a big woman. Lizzo, she's a big woman. She's attracted to somebody. You do know that, right?
I do know that. I didn't say she wasn't.
Okay.
I'll bump Lizzo.
I'll bump Lizzo. But see, he thinking his shell. He thinking of his shell, though. He don't know that. He don't know that that's what made Lizzo sell all the records by her being halfway naked on the cover. Mm-hmm. He don't know how many big women is out there who want empowerment, who want to see somebody look like them. He don't understand that. Well, go ahead, brother.
Okay, so once
He tells to go ahead, brother.
So once again, I said we speaking in what?
Generality.
Okay,
so
in general, what I'm asking you is you picking Lizzo over another fine woman? Is you picking Lizzo over Vanessa Williams? Is you picking Lizzo? What you think? Is you picking Lizzo over Cardi B?
For what?
What you mean? For what? See, that's what I'm saying.
No,
I be trying to have an intellectual conversation, and then y'all want to make me mad by acting like you don't know what I'm talking about.
You didn't ask the question.
How? No.
You asked what I'm picking her for.
How do you not know for what is what I'm talking about?
What are you picking her for?
What do you think I'm talking about?
To go out to eat? I want to go eat with Lizzo.
Okay.
You know.
I want Lizzo to cook.
You know what he's talking about. You know, yeah.
That don't mean nothing.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Once you start the conversation.
No, I didn't know what he means.
Okay, but I'm just saying. You started the conversation because he picked the white show, and you like, ain't nobody black on there. And then I defended
somebody black on there.
And then I defended that, but that's his pick. And then I'm just saying, you just ain't no black, but you wearing a cap of a leaf of a hockey team. What black players on hockey team? I'm just telling you.
Baseball, brother.
Baseball. You know what I'm saying.
No, I don't. You can say I know what you're talking about. I don't.
Listen, you know what I'm saying.
You wear a Scully in the summertime.
Okay.
I don't know what the hell. I don't know what.
Was it not ice outside today?
Do you got a skull cap on?
Yeah. But was it ice outside?
You got a skull cap on?
Was it ice outside?
They don't know what the weather is right now.
Was it ice outside today? Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Elaborate.
It was snowing and sleeting today. Anyway, this is what I like to wear.
You gonna wear that hat when we do summer shows?
Yes, I am. Just like you wear the blue baseball cap that you wear. You know what I'm saying?
I like it.
I know. Because it cover up your dome head. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just
you ain't showed your head yet.
No, I don't got to show my head. My head, I got a peanut head. I don't like showing it. You know? It ain't formed right.
Me too.
But no, you know what I'm saying, bro.
You know what you said. Go ahead.
Okay, so what?
Why we couldn't leave it alone? If I know what you said, why we couldn't leave it alone?
So but you started it, Quan.
I left it alone too.
How you leave it alone? He made another pick that wasn't of your liking. You went into
I defended him. I said
he picked another white show. Like no, if you want to pick a white show, all I was saying is that we live in a world that's whitewashed. Everything we like is of a white person. I'm just saying.
You can't speak for everybody. You say everything we like is whitewashed.
Listen, I'm just saying.
I might like Lizzo.
In general, I'm just saying everything that we like women with straight hair. We like women with lighter skin. We like a lot of things that are closer to being white than we do closer to being our black ancestors.
You right.
You dig what I'm saying? And okay, go ahead.
Well, I'll say
you're right.
I'm gonna say that I think that's what they try to put in front of us. I'm not saying that's how we gotta feel, but I do think that's what they try to put in front of us. You know, they try to put that in front of you. As that, like I say,
that's what they put in front of us, and then we conform. We do it. Because we have to be a part of the world. We do it, and we be a part of it, and we participate because we want to excel in life or we want to get along in life. And then we go along with it. When they tell you hey, you can't really talk like that at work. Where they tell you got to straighten your hair, you can't wear that big fro. If you can't even work with a big fro, you can't. I don't really.
But
go home and do it.
I think to what he was saying is a lot of ways that's starting to change.
How?
Well, okay, you can look at it to back in the day. Well, look at it to
what he was
saying. Hold on, you just said how? Let me. It's okay. You just said so. Like I said, if we go back 15, 20 years ago, being tatted all over really wasn't accepted. That was something, corporate America, a lot of them they didn't want you to have that. You needed to cover that up. But now it's just to a point that as time has progressed, and you see that you will miss out on true talent. Because this guy might be really talented, but you're going to not take him because he got tats. Or maybe because you can see his tats. And if you looked at and if you check out a lot of human resources that's going on, they'll tell you can't discriminate against that. Because if you do not, is it done behind closed doors? Of course. Let's be for real. But to a lot of things, and then a lot of these companies are trying to be more progressive. They're trying to get a hold of this generation now because this generation is the one that's going.
But they'll take tats before they take black.
That's not an argument. I'm not saying that, but I just still think put it like this though. I'm saying I don't think that is it still happening, but in a lot of places.
So we really haven't progressed. They'll take gay before they take black. So how has black progressed?
If you're saying we haven't progressed at all, I disagree with that.
I didn't say we ain't progressed at all. No, my bad.
Okay.
I ain't mean that. We definitely.
No, have we got to where we need to be?
No, because I'm one who hates that argument. I hate the argument of don't not vote and this, that, and the other because we ain't made really no big progress. No, progress is small steps at a time. But what I'm saying is, if you look around, all these other groups have proceeded to.
I agree. We were just talking about. We just talked about the N word is acceptable to be said, but you can't say other stuff.
Exactly. I agree with you. And that's a
valiant point. We're not where we need to be. I'm not saying that.
So
I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying to a certain degree that I see people who, like we all know in our community now, a lot more people got dreads and braids and stuff like that, and I think now it's more accepted than it was before. That's all I'm saying. That because right, I'm not saying totally. Just like you, I'm speaking in generalities.
I'm just saying, just like you said that, so it's more accepted.
Just give him the phone.
His answer should have been accepted without, right?
But it's what we do.
So if it's like I know
because one of mine was gonna be married with you.
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
The Bundys, and there wasn't nobody black on there till Griff was on there.
And that's all I'm saying. When he gave his answer, he like, oh man, come on.
That's what we,
And all I said, it was the same thing as you talking about DJ Knockout. And then we went into some whole other stuff.
I don't see that.
You know what I'm saying?
Mine was real, though.
Right? Oh yeah, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, that's the only reason I brought up the whitewash part of it. Because how is his answer ain't acceptable when the whole society that we live in is whitewashed?
Mm-hmm.
You think what I'm saying? Everything we do is
you part of the show, man.
A whiter version of who we used to be.
There's always been a push for a light skin black. If a black woman on there, she gonna be slim.
Come on, man.
She gonna be straight hair. She gonna be light skin.
You know what I'm talking
right,
about.
but I agree with that.
And then to get into the argument and then act like you don't know what I'm talking about.
But what I'm saying is, as we start to control a little bit more of what's going on, not the full pie. Our pie
disagree with it. I mean, you can see that in the conversation.
No, but this is the fly on the wall show. Everybody gonna speak. So yeah, that's
we brothers, man. I ain't got to say. My brother.
For sure, but
it's my brother.
I'm just
saying, you still want to get the last word, man.
I'm just saying if we gonna talk about it, let's talk about it. If the conversation goes somewhere. I get what we was talking about, but
where we can just
conversation went somewhere because of your reaction.
No, but we went
to the answer that you asked him.
We still there. It's cool. Go ahead. We stay there.
I get that, but
we can still talk about the TV show. Another TV show I liked it too, though. As a matter of fact, this is your.
I ain't saying I'm on TV shows because.
You are before.
He gave
My
two
mom.
answers.
Somebody
He
tried.
gave two answers. You ain't agree with either one of them.
It's not that I
And
didn't.
then when I
listen,
disputed it, you had a problem
Listen,
with it.
it's not that I disagree.
Nigga, Falcon Crest. No,
Hold
I'm
on,
just playing.
relax. But what you got to understand, it's not even that I didn't disagree with it, because them was his picks, and I said it was his pick. All I did was try to come on, man, what the.
That's what you was doing while he was answering, though. While he was answering, you like.
No. Listen, what I was trying to say is what all I did was ask him a question about it because I was like, elaborate on it. What's wrong with me asking him to elaborate on it? What's wrong with that?
That ain't what you said, though.
When you watch the video back, you're going to see, I agree with him. I'm like, this is your pick.
I remember.
But when I asked him,
you said way more than just elaborate.
I'm just saying, sit it down.
no, I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
even at times when I didn't.
You said no. What you mean? Ain't no black people on that show.
No, because when we were talking TV shows.
And no, but listen, I don't want you to get that I'm not with it, with the Black Power movement. I'm with you on that.
I ain't even on that.
Okay.
All right, what's your favorite show?
Wherever you ain't on.
I said Sanford and Son.
Why?
I said Sanford and Son because.
Why?
Because Fred, it was Fred. He had jokes, and it was a relationship with a father and a son, which a lot of people I think took for granted. Especially nowadays, you ain't got too many TV shows when it's just a father and a son.
Yeah, but no
you know what I'm saying? No mother around. Just a relationship, a father and a son. Whether they go back and forth or not, they still made it through every situation. They made something out of nothing, having a junkyard. You know what I'm saying? And they were dealing with racism, all that.
That's why I like Good Time, because it was a black family. A lot of times,
like Good Time.
that's one of the first times.
Good Time was all right.
I like Good Time.
my favorite.
Right, but for me though, that's what I
That's what he
like
talking
because,
about.
like I said, that was different than what I saw. When in my neighborhood, we didn't see that many mothers and fathers married with kids. We didn't see that.
I was like, they stole my Cosby joint because I was.
But at the same time, they made you look like, okay, even if you got a mother and a father, you still ain't gonna make it.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? On Good Times.
Oh yeah, Good Time was a conditioning. But that's why the Cosby Show was just a complete opposite of Good Time, and that's why the Cosby Show flourished even more.
I just hated like every episode. It seemed like you was just about to get there, and then it just falls over.
But you still had a good time.
Right.
That was the point.
Ain't that most of our lives?
They ain't give up on life.
Yeah, that was our life.
They ain't give up on life. They still there.
Why put that in our face? Like, okay, we going
Because
to
it
this
can't-
already.
because it can't be a reality.
We can relate to
The
it.
same way the Cosby Show is reality to some people.
I always liked it. Now the world don't move
Different strokes.
to the beat of just one drum. But at that time, we're gonna get the white people to make it look like we taking care of you. Okay, let's get these little in here. With
That was one way to look at it.
Mm-hmm. It's a good show though.
It's always like I say, everything we see is whitewashed. It ain't no getting around it. However you want to see it, if you don't want to see it, then fine. But everything we do got a whitewash to it. When we talk about Coming to America, they did an interview where it was like the first Coming to America. Coming to America. They did an all-black cast, and the movie theater was like, "No, we're not doing that. You gonna put a white person in this movie."
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And because he didn't have the power to refute that, then he put Louis Anderson in the movie. And it's just everything, like I'm saying, even though white folks got everything,
they still want to be a part
they
of it.
still want that which you got.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Everything gets whitewashed. And it's just because it's the world we live in. It's, they run stuff.
I started off just like you guys.
And I would think if we ran stuff, everything would be, a little blacker than that. So
He's awesome.
I mean, it
Biggie
is what
black,
it is.
y'all. I'm black, y'all.
You know what I'm saying?
Biggie.
And I'm black, you know what I'm saying? So it ain't no thing, but it's like to not notice it is a problem. I ain't saying we can't operate in it, but don't act like we don't see it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I see it. I understand we got to operate in it.
I think that's the bigger issue.
Yeah, it's just
That when you don't even pay attention to what's in front of your face.
like
Like I said, if
it's
you go
there.
back and look at all the old videos, like you look at a black artist video from back in the day, the lead girl was white. Or she was like, why she don't look like any like neighborhood or everyday girl we see?
Right.
You know the Black Eyed Peas used to have a black singer, Lee,
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that.
and then they switched her out with
Fergie.
Fergie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I ain't never
She got a documentary right now. The black girl. That's part of the Black Eyed Peas.
She got an album out there?
She got a
documentary.
Yeah, like I was trying to.
Well, that's cool. I mean, I never listened to Black Eyed Peas, so.
But
Remember they came up to Six.
You know, I wouldn't. Yeah,
I remember.
They did.
I remember.
But I never was an avid listener of them either. But
I get what you the point.
I saw it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's something they always do. They always be like, oh, let's sprinkle a little. You know what I'm saying? It's just what they do.
It's
You know what I'm saying?
gentrified.
Well, for the conversation piece, a lot of times they sprinkle in some black. Why people don't ever talk about that?
They sprinkle in black because that's what they've been forced to do. Because we didn't cry about it for so long that they finally be like, okay, Dre, get in there. Go be the token dude. You know what I'm saying? They only do it because they forced to do it. Do you notice that they only had this interview about Coming to America and them putting Louis Anderson in the movie because it was a black movie? How many all-white movies have been made before that movie was made? And the first Coming to America was made in what? The late 80s?
Right.
Right? How many all-white movies have been made before that?
All of them.
And you as white folks, you own the movie industry.
That's all we know.
So by the time the late 80s come and a black guy wants to make an all-black movie, you have a problem with it? It's just what white folks do. They want to be included, and all we're saying is, I don't hate white folk, but I want white folk to understand that when I say black power, it don't mean that I hate white folk. It just means I'm trying to big my brothers up. My brothers ain't got nothing. We ain't never had nothing. I'm trying to teach them to have something. Teach them a new way of thinking. I'm just trying to empower us. It don't mean I'm trying to belittle you. But they take it as that. They take it as anytime. If I say I want to make a black movie, they like, well, what's wrong with why white people not good enough to be in your movie or what? Or like they already have a problem with it, and it's like they are missing the point, and it's just a little miscommunication that turns into a big miscommunication. But it ain't really nothing. It's just like y'all proud of y'all people. They got power because every month out of the year is white power. Mm-hmm. Every history, every month out of other than February is White History Month. They always teaching white history. You know what I'm saying? So for us to have a black history, and then they got black folk. They always pick a black folk like Stacey. What's her name? Stacey Dash little goofy self. Now she want to crawl back after Trump is out.
Oh, for real?
Now she want to be like
back in our community.
You know what I'm saying? Now she want to be like, I'm sorry for supporting Trump, and I don't know what I was thinking. All of this. Now she want to crawl back like, hey, get out of here, man. Beat it with that. You know what I'm saying? But they always want to pick a token black person to be the face of all of us. To be like, hey, I feel like this.
Like that one girl, Candace Owens.
Her as well.
She's so messed up.
You know what I'm saying? But it's
But
like
she part of the privilege though.
So let me ask you this: when it's a black person in a white movie, they're a token.
When it's a black person in a white movie.
Hell, fuck yeah.
Most times, yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's what I was just explaining.
I would never play that role.
Most times
Okay, so let me ask you this.
I'm just explaining that. Most times they put a black person in a white movie
I don't care.
to satisfy black folk that would be like, why can't we never get a movie with a black person in it? Right. So they'd be like, oh, Dre, get in there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so let me ask you this. If you saw a movie script and it was like completely like done, and they like, oh no, just say you was on a board to do a movie, and you just see the whole script, and they just come to you. You see it's all white cast, but they just be like, okay, we want you in this movie. You gonna be in a movie?
No.
So doesn't that go against what you just said though when we was talking about HBCUs earlier? You were saying somebody got to be the first one to start it.
And that's exactly
I was
what
going to go with him. I thought he was going to
Why would I be in an all-white movie?
So you don't want to be the first one to start it? You don't want to be the first one? What if you
start an all-white movie and be in an all-white movie?
Not if they got
I wanted him to answer, but he didn't answer.
All-white movie?
I'm answering.
What we was talking about,
I'm talking about you getting your foot in the door as, okay, so you become the go-to guy. You become Denzel Washington. Where you can somewhat control the narrative. Okay, so then you can start bringing some other people in.
Now you're talking about a whole different narrative.
But you got to start somewhere, don't you? You just said if they came to you, you said you're not going to take the role. You don't care. Okay, so you never going to get discovered.
Dre, let me ask you. Dre.
No.
Okay, hold on. Just take a pause. Now.
Peace, they're recording.
What if it's in your lap, right? All white movie, black guy in the cast. But they want you to be Will Smith in 6 Degrees of Separation.
No.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying.
Right, that's what you said. I wasn't arguing with you about the part. Because if they wanted me to play the Uncle Tom guy in a movie, no, I'm not going to do it.
So
if they wanted me to play a gay guy in a movie, no, I'm not going to do it.
Okay, so let me finish one.
That could be an all-black movie. I ain't playing a gay guy.
So what he asked was a loaded question. If you ask it, it depends on the role that you ask.
I was answering his answer. When he said he don't care, he ain't doing it. That's all. So he basically said no matter what the part is, he's not going to do it.
No.
That's what I was answering.
But he was asking the question to everybody. Everybody got a different answer.
Go ahead.
He was asking the question to everybody. That was his answer. You got an answer too. What would your answer be? Would you play the role or not?
Yeah, it would depend on what the role would be.
So that's what I'm saying. Most people, it would depend on, most people would be excited to get the role because it's an all-white movie. It's going to put you on a bigger stage. And who don't want to get paid and be in movies, right? But then it's something that comes along with that. 9 times out of 10, they have you doing something goofy.
That's what I'm saying.
So you have to look and read into the role and see what goofy are they going to have me doing, and is it enough for me to stand on my manhood, or is it enough to be like, no, I'm gonna pass?
Okay,
that's what I.
Okay, look, let's use this as example.
Hold on, let me finish this last point. And even if it ain't no gay manhood type stuff, it could be something other than that, some just buffoonish stuff like where they just be like, they want to have you to be the only white dude, only black dude in the movie eating watermelon and all, all extra.
I think you being real gentle.
No.
Okay, let me say a movie. Let me say a movie. So you talking about like Star Wars? Samuel L. Jackson was he wasn't a buffoon or nothing like that.
Listen, let me finish because I say that because Corey Holcomb cited a movie that he did when he first got to Hollywood. And they had him doing exactly that. He was like, man, I'm ashamed of the movie. But he talks about it. He's like, man, I got out here, I was broke, and they offered me. And he was like, he was pretty much like, I guess, one of 2 black dudes in the movie. And they had him doing all that. He was eating watermelon, like,
sucking the jive.
Yeah, just sucking the jive. Now, I've never seen it. But for him, as raunchy and as outlandish as he is, to be not proud of it, I was like, man, it must have been kind of bad.
But when you got a bigger vision, you might be like, okay, I can do this. But I know my vision is this. You know what I'm saying?
No, I get that. But a lot of people don't have that thought process, don't have those goals planned out. A lot of people is just like, I'm out here broke.
About Corey, that's the same thing.
No, but I'm just saying, at the time, he didn't have those goals.
That's what I'm saying.
He knew he was trying to make it, but he didn't have, I'm going to do this, that, and that to make it. He was just like, I'm just saying, he was just like, I'm out here to do whatever to make it.
Ain't that what I just said?
No, that's not the same thing. If you have specific goals to say I'm going to make it, that's different from saying I'll do anything to make it.
What did Corey do? Did Corey do the movie or not?
Yeah, he did the movie.
He did it because he had bigger goals. He said, I'm about to do this movie to give me a spot in the movie.
But did you hear what I said before that? I said it's different between saying I have specific goals, meaning I sat down and planned out what my process is going to be to get to this point. And I'm going to do these things to get there. If I have to go here, I'm not going to do that. Right? And it's a difference between saying
did Corey do the movie or not? Did you just tell me he did a movie?
I just said.
Why did he do the movie? Because he thought I'm about to do this job.
I'm not trying to tell you whether his path.
No, I told you. I'm trying to tell you. Did I just say that?
So what I'm saying is at the point that he chose to do that,
he did what he had to do.
He did anything.
That's what I just said.
So what I'm saying is every dude ain't gonna decide to do anything. When I just asked him about 6 degrees of separation, he's not willing to do that to get to where he's trying to go.
You're right.
Are you willing to do that? So that's what I'm saying. I'm not willing to do that either. That's doing anything. They had him doing some outlandish, buffoonish type things, and they had to do with watermelon.
But did he
if
do
they were
it?
asking him to take a dildo up his butt, he probably wouldn't have did that. That's all I'm saying. It's 2 different paths. One path saying I'm going to do specific things to get to where I'm going. Another path is saying, I'll do anything. I don't care what they tell me to do.
I agree.
And a lot of people is not taking that anything wrong.
Listen to your
Generally,
point.
a lot of people will, but some people will hold out.
But to your point, you said Corey Holcomb brought up that he did some bullshit. And he just speaking on it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, along his path, in that moment, he did anything. He did some bullshit.
Yeah, he did. But what I'm saying is, because he was in a broke state of mind, a broke pocket, he came there. He came to the town broke. So being on the edge of homelessness and all of that,
he did anything.
He in his mind was like, man,
I'm gonna do it, right?
Anything, whatever you got for me, I'm gonna do anything, whatever.
Right, we saying the same thing.
And he had, I'm sure he had a line that he wouldn't run across too. Somebody wanted to play in his booty. I'm probably sure he had a line where he's like, no, I'm not doing that. Right. But at the time, eating watermelon wasn't that bad to him on camera. So he was like, you know what? I didn't plan to be here, but it's doable.
Okay, well let me say this. Okay, let me say this. We talk about Will Smith, but what you don't know, Will Smith was probably in the same predicament.
Oh no.
You ever thought about that?
He chose to do it.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. Some things that guys will choose to do, and other guys will choose not to do. No, that was before.
Yeah. I'm asking. I ain't never been no big fan. I mean, I like Will Smith.
But what I'm saying is certain things that people, you could be a broke person and on the edge of
before Fresh Prince.
Desperation and all that too. But it's still going to be, you're going to have certain lines that you're not going to want crossed.
That's true.
And your lines are going to be different from his, and his going to be different from mine, and mine going to be different from
I
theirs.
agree. Okay, but just imagine this though. Just imagine if Corey Holcomb was Will Smith, and then Will was Corey Holcomb.
It still would have two different outcomes.
No, listen, hold on, let me finish. But I'm saying, Corey, you respecting Corey Holcomb's excuse because you want to respect it because he's saying it and he's where he's at.
I didn't never say I respected it.
Okay. Well, that's why I said I gotta leave you out of certain things. I'm gonna put myself in it. I'm gonna respect Corey Holcomb because he's where he's at, but he might feel that okay.
But let me ask you this:
Let me finish.
I'm just asking to get to your viewpoint. How do you respect something that you don't even know about?
No, listen. If you let me talk, I'm gonna tell you my viewpoint. Will Smith can have that same conversation that Corey Holcomb can say. But it's always going to be certain people that's going to be like, okay, this is extreme. But it might be some people that look at it and say like, man, that ain't Will did what he had to do. And look what Will at.
Okay, that's people that's willing to do the...
Hold on, listen, no. On the other end, I ain't talking about the person who doing the act. I'm talking about us having a conversation of what's acceptable. Of course, as straight heterosexual men, we're going to look at it like, okay, that's some bullshit you did. We shouldn't be doing that. But you got to look at Will. He might have thought like, I went out to Hollywood to be a star. And on the course of my path, I took this role because I saw the vision of me having my own show years later, blah.
Do you see that vision?
What you mean?
Do you see that vision for you?
I'm talking about Will Smith. I'm not in this.
I heard you say Will Smith. What I'm asking is, do you see that vision for you? If somebody offered you that path, is that path for you?
To play a gay role, no. But what I'm
saying... so that's my point. Everybody got different lines.
But listen, I might not even do the bullshit Corey did.
I'm not mad at what Will did for him.
No, listen. But whatever Corey did, I might not even do. I don't even know what Corey did.
That's what I'm saying. So that's what the question I was asking is, I didn't never say I respected what he did. But
who did?
I didn't never see it. I just heard him talking about it. And the same, I'm talking to you about it. And you automatically, because I said I didn't respect you, like, well, I'm going to say I respect. How do you respect it? You don't even know what he did.
I said me. I took you out of it.
So that's my question.
I'm not speaking for you.
That's what I'm saying. So how do you take on the responsibility of respecting what he did? You don't even know what he did.
Because he's an actor.
So that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm putting it in the context.
You ever thought about that? A nigga being an actor, like, okay, I'm about to go act this way.
Yeah, okay, but I'm just saying for me and for you, we're gonna have different lines as far as how far of an actor I'm gonna go.
I agree.
And that's what I'm saying. Some people have a line at gay. Some people have a line at crazy. Like my man that played the Joker, Heath Ledger. He played it, but it from what I hear, it drove him crazy. And he died shortly after that role. It was a hard role to play. My man Lakeith Stanfield is going through some mental illness right now because of the role that he just played in Malcolm X.
Yeah, they do character stuff.
You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
I believe he already had mental illness before the role, but then playing the role and having to deal with the backlash and the comments and this, that, and other, because silly people be thinking you the real guy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Him taking on the talk of that then further pushed him over the edge. And some people, I believe, looking at what he's going through, might have a line like, you know what? I don't want to play no role like that because I see what it did to him.
Everybody got a journey.
That's what I'm saying. So what's fine for Will Smith might not be fine for Corey Holcomb. What's fine for Corey Holcomb might not be fine. I mean,
That's what we agree at.
I don't agree
I
with-
said the same thing you
yeah,
said. That's
I
what
don't,
I'm
I don't
saying.
agree with a lot of dudes and dresses and all this and the masculinity and all that. But I just lay it off of Martin as being one of my greatest shows of all time.
Right.
So where does that put me with that? I'm just saying some people got different levels of what they'll do, but I ain't gonna front like it ain't funny because they did it well.
Right.
If they did it well, Martin definitely did it well. But I do think it's an ongoing thing with men and dresses and how they play us like that. But I'm not a dude that can get so deep into that conversation that I can't laugh at Martin being funny as Shanae. You know what I'm saying? What is funny is funny, but that don't mean I'm about to go put on a dress.
Right. I agree.
That's all I'm saying.
Have they ever commented on that?
Who?
Like Martin, Jamie Foxx, any of them?
A lot of them, yeah.
Have they commented on it though?
I think I heard.
No, they comment on it.
No, they have. I didn't hear it.
They comment on why they wore the dress.
Because people have asked them about.
You know, what's his
What do
name
you
commented on it? What's his name? Wayne T.
Yeah, because he did a movie with Martin.
Yeah, he wanted.
I think I remember hearing Martin.
He played the
Who the
son.
hell's Wayne T?
Brandon
T. Brandon T.
That's
Wayne T's son. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He from here too.
Yeah.
Wayne T's preacher.
Yeah,
No, I'm talking about like, because we know where it all come from with the whole Dave Chappelle thing.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering, like, did a lot of those people who did it already, like after he refused, like did they comment?
They
like,
comment, but that I think I've heard Martin comment, and don't quote me on this, but I think I've heard Martin comment lightly on it, and he just didn't make no big deal out of it. He was just like, it is what it is. Like it's a role I played, and it was more for Martin. It was more for Martin about
And some pizza.
him
Oh, you let
being so good.
That's right here. I left you some pizza.
Him being so good that it's like,
I just need some little.
Video.
and who can
Oh,
do
your
it,
phone stopped anyway.
and you just feel like,
Yeah, I ain't know we still recording.
who, if this guy can't do it as good, or this girl, you already got Tashina Arnold doing what she doing, you got Gina doing what she doing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got a flash.
But if it ain't no extra girl to do Shanae like, and he coming up with the character, he just do it himself. You know what I'm saying? But I think I remember him shortly talking about it, and he was just like, I mean, it ain't a big deal, man. You play a role, you put on a dress, whatever. But it was more so about him, like just how he played Shanae, then he played Roscoe, then he played Old Otis.
Yeah.
I don't think it's nobody that could have played none of them characters like he did. Could nobody have been Old Otis like he did? And that ain't got nothing to do with no male or female. You know what I'm saying? And that ain't got nothing to do with no male or female. It's just like, could nobody have
Well, I
played
think
it?
just go back to what you said.
Man, what Shanae
Everybody
did.
got their own line,
Yeah.
and you respect their line. That's why I just said, that's my thing. Like I said, there's certain things I ain't gonna do. If you do it, go ahead. I ain't judging you on doing it. That's your thing. But that's why, like, that goes back to what I said before. You gotta be true to yourself, man. You gotta be true to yourself. If it's something you ain't comfortable with, don't do it. Like, you know what? On a whole nother note, we've talked about this at work. Dude was talking about pedicures. I ain't never got one. Probably never will.
I never will.
And I don't think it make you no sucker. I know some hardcore killers that got a pedicure, but I'm not doing it. It just ain't my thing.
My mama tried to give me one some years ago for her birthday. She's like, come and get a pedicure with me. I said, what do you think I am?
Yeah, it just ain't me. I'm not
Hey,
doing it.
but then.
Dang!
I heard from, One of my homeboys who is like kind of a gangster type of dude. It was funny just hearing him come out.
Bro, what time is it?
I don't think a manicure probably what pedicure is.
I was looking at him like, no.
Like manicure ain't. I don't
You
think
wouldn't let him
that's.
I've never got had one of them
Almost
either.
11 o'clock.
But then,
Oh.
looking at him go through it, like, he like, man, I'm telling you, it wasn't that big like that.
And that's why I said, this ain't me. You
But
know,
for me, I was like,
Yeah.
I hear you
I
now,
don't
but
wear flip flops.
Oh, we gotta take the picture. We gotta take the picture.
I don't wear.
We didn't take a picture.
my toes got to be ugly.
Yeah,
I got to have manly toes.
Dudes come out with thong sandals on. I'm straight. I ain't rocking them. But if that's what you choose to
Can't do it. I just some stuff, Joy, it just seemed too feminine to me. Like I can't be. Like,
I'm gonna stand up on this one.
my foot got to be about to fall off. Like, you just gonna show your titties out here on national TV? You gonna show your titties on TV? Boy, what's wrong with
I
this?
ain't got no boobs no more.
Man, I can't tell because you just whipped some double D's out here. Man, don't you be flat dog. Put your titties up, bro. You only got a chest.
Come on, bro, let's do this.
Hold on, man.
Look, hurry
You
up.
gonna be flexing this.
Hey, man. Hey, dog, man. Hey, man, somebody get that, dog.
You laughing, but I'm posting all that. You know what I mean?
My body is so sexy. Look
You
at that hair.
Hey, you remind me of Lil Kip right now. Lil Kip.
Look how slick your hairs are. Look at
I'm telling you, Wack, I pull out the stomach on the tip. Like,
You sound just like Amy Clark.
Hey,
You sound talking just like
every
Wack, you crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Wack, you know?
You sound just like that.
I ain't kill y'all with the black and white one.
Hey,
Right, I did that.
say that for next week. He gonna ask y'all with the black and white one.
Black and white one.
Don't say that pose for now.
Man, y'all
you
got something else,
you
dog.
put that pose away
Killing y'all.
forever.
I'm killing y'all with this one.
Not with that pose you went. Just you a different pose. Yeah, just just tighten it up just a little bit. Okay, we can work with that. There you go. Okay, yeah, that's what's up. Point at the camera one time.
Man, y'all need
I can't get on my knees.
You gotta do the what's that? The new edition point, the BBD point.
Can't see the shirt then. Yeah, I gotta do that.
Man, when we gonna get Connect 4 out on here, dog? Gotta keep asking.
I just talked to Ralph. I was like,
We almost
Ralph
making
ain't
it happen.
gonna do it.
We almost making it happen.
Ralph done let that go.
Ralph, we gonna talk you down.
Ralph be like, man, I don't talk about that old